What's up, Vanguardians? This is Jonathan S.P. Mindam here with a special word from the Butler. I've been trying to do more of these. I really have. It's just been so busy, and there's so many other little projects that are going on. But I do always like to take time and kind of let you know what's going on in my world, in the Vanguardian world, and also just answer some questions. I really like answering the questions. For the most part, I think a lot of people have responded saying, "Hey, are you gonna do another one?" And I'm like, I didn't think people liked them, and turned out people do. So, just real quick, a couple of things. One, what's been going on in the world of Vanguard right now, as far as I'm concerned, is ARG Nationals. And I've talked about ARG several times on many of my videos, and always talk about Ultra Reality Games. They are one of the best um, for trying to provide a competitive scene for us in Vanguard. And in about a month, today is the 15th, so we literally in a month will be doing the ARG National Championship being held in Philadelphia. If you have not ever participated in an ARG event and want to go, you still can. They're doing a last chance qualifier, then they're doing the actual event, and then they're going to start the whole year over. They're going to start on the very last day of the ARG Nationals. They're going to start the new season off, and it's really exciting because if you get to go and you get to participate, this is really good for the community. It really is going to start making us thrive as a community base. I cannot say that enough of how important that is for we, the group, the community, the player base, like how much another event other than Bushiroad is so much important to our game, because a competitive scene is a healthy thing for the game. It doesn't have to be crazy Yu-Gi-Oh! It doesn't have to be crazy Magic. It has to be our own. We can form that and change it, which is really exciting. There's a lot of other stuff coming up too. We got Worlds coming up starting in August. I mean, really, it's right around the corner. They're gonna start in New York, and we got the World Championship, and that's exciting. That's a huge thing that we, as again, we just get done with Team League. I think that's going on this weekend in LA. And then it's going to go right into Worlds, and there's not much of a lull there, which because some unique things that have come out, we've talked about in many of my streams and things. Um, we have a chance now for top 8 in the final, top 8, just 2 of 3. Hopefully that can lead to other things. I'm really excited, and I really appreciate people like JD for coming on and talking to us about the events and stuff. Coming up soon too, another video that I want to do is I'm going to be working with Lucas Gilbertson, Caroline Day. We're going to do a fun video. The voice actors of Misaki and Murakawa. I'm really excited about that because it's just kind of like us connecting with a bit more of our community from the voice actors of the show, and hopefully that leads to more things, more involvement. And if you haven't seen on their page, and I'll post a link below, they just started doing this fun kind of like, I don't know, trailer for the projects that they're working on, and it's kind of lighthearted and funny, and it just makes it a very interesting thing that they are branching out so much more than just their normal voice work and things like that. So it's really exciting to see them doing that. My other thing is taking out the trash. I always try to do a little segment called that because there's just always something in the community that just either ticks me off or something I read. I'm just like gonna see people bitching and moaning for reasons that they shouldn't. Like, like what I've done a couple now. Someone's like, you should do one about ARG Shuffler or ARG Shuffler about Area Shuffler. I'm like, nah, you can't. You're not gonna do much to that. What it is, what it is. One of my biggest things is lately I've been seeing people harking and bothering about like Angel Feather, Metatron, and hype, and like people just people freaking out that people are getting on like hype trains, and it's like my taking out the trash is those who want to belittle those who want to get excited about it, especially Angel Feathers, a clan that has not received a whole lot of support. For a while there they did, but it's like they didn't do well in the later series and shows. Like it's like give people this chance to really enjoy that clan that has been so lost in our I guess our gaming, and hopefully it becomes a little bit more competitive. Sorry, I really don't mean to be looking away from everything. Um but yeah, aka Angel Feathers are going to be around. Like, we like the Bermudas are coming out soon, and then we immediately get October 4th, and we're going to have all these fun things. So like hopefully they get a little bit more of like a support that we need. I want to see them doing healing. But stop belittling people. Stop getting upset for people for hyping these cards. Like, this is their chance to actually have something that they just don't have. Like, it's really sad to see people get so upset with people like, oh, I bought them all out and they're all sold out and oh my god. It's like, well, yeah, we don't know what the card's going to do, but heck, a lot of people said the same thing about Maiden the Rambling Rose, like, oh, it could be a Legion, it couldn't be a Legion, like, I don't think it's gonna be, and then it might be a pseudo cross ride. No, like you see the similarities, and that's what's gonna happen. Sorry for my little rant. All right, so let's get into your guys' questions. I don't ever like to make these videos super long, so they always end up being I don't even know how to say your name, Corselium O'Gara. Serious. What's your opinion on the lesser used clans getting trial decks, such as Pale Moon and Grand Blue? Do you think it will increase the saturation of those clans, assuming the support is good quality, of course? If it isn't, then we already know the answer there. Joke. Oh, we'll get to that. So first thing, Pale Moon getting a trial deck is awesome. If you also read what happened in the Vanguard world, they're getting support in like 2 more booster sets. Like, Pale Moon seldomly gets support in like each series. So now, like, in a whole new series, the second generation season 2, they're getting a trial deck, 2 sets of booster support. That's huge. That's awesome. A clan like that really deserves it because it's a lot more strategic clan. There's a lot that can be done with them that has not been, it just really hasn't been touched. And it's really exciting to see them actually getting something. So hopefully they get more controlled soul charging, specific units in the soul, and it just kind of allows them to thrive. Like, I mean, anything Generation Break is a little bit slower, but things like that would add to the older decks that already can go off and do things like Silverthorn. It's huge. Like, they do a lot early game, and something on this line where they're getting so much support, it's going to be really good to see some Silverthorn support. We'll definitely see it. Probably a couple seeing Nightmare Dolls and things like that as well. We'll probably see a Revival Legion in there. I feel like that's going to be in there with them getting the vast amount of support they're getting, them being one of the very few that have not gotten one that's been noticeable. They'll get something, which is great. Grand Blue, I really like the idea of Grand Blue getting a trial deck. One, they're a clan that I feel needs something like that. Like, so many people don't play them for so many reasons, and them having a trial deck is really good because it'll give people who just want to play it, maybe just not even like competitively, but just want to pick it up and go, oh, I have my whole trial deck, and I need only 2 of them to build a whole deck from it, and I can play it. It's really good. I don't think, unless there's some crazy effect, will they ever be oversaturated? No, because Grand Blue is one of those decks that, again, kind of like Dark Irregulars, though their effect is good for their long-term playing, once you soul charge all your triggers or you mill them all, the deck runs out of steam. And yeah, you're like, oh, they can run a Legion. Well, you shouldn't have to rely on one specific mechanic to win your games, like, to get back into it. I mean, like, I've said that a couple things, like Neo Nectar needed a Legion because they're so slow, and also they require more units than others because they have to have multiple units with the same name. So having something like a Legion helps bring back what you've maybe had lost in retirement or retire, or in just intercepting and things like that. So it really helps a lot there. How much money have you won and lost on Monday Night War bets? None. I don't know what you're talking about whatsoever. I'll not bet on any Monday Night Wars ever. Christopher Pierre. Would it be optimal build right now for Spike Brothers? What would be an optimal build? Should one stick to a Breaker Legion build only, use strides when the field and hand are small, or would it be used for Dudley stride build? Would you even run the break ride in the sort of in that sort of deck, or is it possible? I think best overall right now for Spike Brothers is Legion break ride. Like, I think the deck is too powerful. On one turn you can get so many attacks off and really just hurt your opponent because you're always hitting for 15 plus, and you can always get constant attacks. Like, opponent has to have a really good hand to even remotely keep up or get super lucky. Like, and stride-wise, you just run the one, I can't remember his name, is you don't run the Dudleys. Don't stay away from the Dudleys. Like, they're good in theory, but bad in execution. Like, it is definitely like communism. Great on paper, bad in real life. So just go with the Break Ride Legion. Okay, Dennis Navarro. Who would win in a card fight, Aichi or Chrono? Also, what legend? Okay, we'll answer this one. Aichi, hands down. Chrono's younger. I think, again, like, he just plays a deck that is unique in their era or whatever it is, but Aichi in the long run is just the skilled player. Like he's just so badass. He's like Yugi versus Jaden. Yugi, of course, will always be the better one. And then also, what legend deck if they plan to make another one? Due to the success of the last one, which will you think we shall see and believe Silverthorn support has ended? Silverthorn support has not. They'll get a limit break enabler, one. And then two, they'll probably get a crit trigger, just like every other clan has done. And they'll get like a second, maybe a grade one or grade two somewhere down the line. They got plenty of time, obviously. Like I said, they have a trial deck coming, which will only be generation break one, generation break stuff, and then it'll be uh probably set one or two. They'll get a couple Silverthorn things. But as far as to answer the question of the legend deck, I really now I, I really thought it was going to be Grand Blue. Like I put a lot of money and an idea into that one just because I think we haven't seen the Handsome Party or whatever they are. Maybe Gold, Gillard, whatever his name is. The Gold Paladin user. Um, I like him. I think that'd be fun to see what he would do. I would make the fanboys for the Blue Flames kind of go crazy because there'd be an updated version of that. I think they have like the best units in my mind to really make people want to buy a legend deck. So give or take, give or take. Plus, the Gold Paladins haven't received any support, so like that'd be a really good way in the next rest of the year to kind of make up for that. Um, What's your opinion on Canada's Bill C-51? I believe anti-terrorism is the best way Canada will ever secure their maple syrup products. So, at the airports, at the borders, and revealing all their sales and information to the government is the number one thing. Do you know when they'll start the beta for Cardfight Online? No, I do not. That was from Pete. Nick Cabrera, what do you think of the set GB04 and how is it going to affect Angel Feather and Genesis players who've been wanting and waiting for decent support? Number one, Genesis has had decent support for a long time. I don't care what you frickin' say. Set 10 they got decent support. Set 11 they were okay. Fortuna was I think one of the best units, but just lacked ability, constantly soul charging. Um, and then they got a whole booster. Like it was like insane last year. I mean, if you didn't know how to play against Regalia, and they got a restanding Vanguard, like they've had decent support. It's Angel Feathers again, as I said, who've kind of been shunned in the later seasons, and as far as deck types and strides and legions and things, they've really have just gotten hurt greatly. So I really feel like Angel Feather will get a couple things that just make us go, ooh, ah, oh, ah, like, and won't get support for a while. So this is their chance to really just give us something that'll make Angel Feathers happy for a time being. Andrew Mayo, what are your feelings on Grand Blue and Pale Moon trial decks that make those clans tier 1? Well, that's asking for a lot because in Vanguard, and I've always said this, any deck can win. I say that as diplomatic and as possible. Any deck can win. I've seen decks do incredibly well in certain hands of individuals. I've seen incredibly good decks do bad in other individuals' hands. So when you're talking about clans in Vanguard, it's all majority luck based. If I get a crit turn 1, it could set you back a play or two. If I get a crit again on crit 2, it sets you back. Like it's all luck. Like you're dealing with something that is just so impressive. It's not like Magic or where they just have every card does something for someone, or it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh where I play this and it allows me to get this card and deck thinning and all this. It is very much a luck thing. So any deck can win. Now making those clans tier 1, restanding Vanguards, but they don't do that. That's not their clan mechanics. So Grand Blue, I would love to see kind of like a reverse Primavera, where you call 5 units from the drop zone, and you get to keep attacking, and they get power from that. So kind of that kind of thing. Jonathan Gall, if Cardfighter Land has SPs, are you going to collect them all? Hell yeah. Dennis Navarro, I think he has this again. Mine better be answered. JK, last one, Masaki versus Tokura. Tokura. I got a whole box full of shit decades of Tokura. I think she's just got the better deck. Badger Vanguard, serious. Do you think Bushiroad will start taking more fan ideas for cards? No. They did the Mega Colony one and it sucked. Joke, I have created a Blau hype because of my performance on Monday Night Wars. You created a ban hype, sir. We just wanted to ban everyone after playing you. Brett Washington, do you approve of the long periods between Gold Paladin release dates? They had a rapid release, but their current quality has been questioned a lot since they were revealed. I didn't like the new stuff from set three. I think that was just kind of really weird. Like they did a couple things that were really good for the clan. It obviously was good, but was is not what I was expecting. And Gold Paladins always were about multiple calling units, kind of like the Paladin version of Musketeers. And I'm okay with what they got, but yes, I think they needed something more. And again, like I think it'd be really cool to see like a Bluish Flames legendary deck to some degree. Like I'm not saying it's like it would be the Diablo version of it. Like I think it'd be really cool, but again, they got to get rid of this whole crit crap. Like I'm so tired of seeing every card get a crit. Like yes, but Bushiroad, how quickly do you want these matches to end? Like really, like just give us some things that are just different. It doesn't always have to be inability to guards and always getting crits. Move away from that. Give us better abilities. Like you're getting lazy and sloppy in my opinion. Um Chinese, Japanese, thingy, buggy, muggy, I don't know your name. What do you think of Token Rambo? Art-wise and skill-wise, do you see potential? Yes, I do see a lot of potential in the clan. I think they have a lot of very cool things that are going to be happening that allow kind of like the Bermuda version of things to go off. Like they get a lot of power very easily. They power creep very easily. They do a lot of stuff very easily. And almost all their units interact with each other. Like I think Token Rambu is going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, maybe it won't, maybe it will, and then it's just going to explode in Japan, and then we're all going to be like, October 30th, let's go get our Token Rambu cases and open them up and hope for all these things. You got to remember, guys, this is stuff that's unprecedented for us. Like it's like we've released Stride last year, like really late or whatever, or no, it was like this year actually. Sorry, like February, and now we're getting this stuff in October. That's even more striding forward. Fun. It's like it's just now they're adding abilities for certain clans in their strides. So it's a lot going on. Nicholas Brand, as a community organizer, what are some successful ways to attract new players and build a local scene? I'm gonna answer that question, Bert. The biggest thing you have to learn, like about the Vanguard game, a lot of people hurt us by saying it's a luck-based game so much that people just don't want to play it. Not true. More than ever, our game is taking off into a skill base because a lot more things are going off. Like if you look at Bermuda players, as much as I hate them sometimes, they have a really unique way of playing that is more skillful right now. And right now, I mean that some decks are just more skill based and can win very easily if you know what you're doing. Yes, some decks just drive check 3 crits and you win. Like I'm sorry, like that is a thing. Like it is a thing in our game. But you have to romance people a little bit more. You have to go like, hey, have you tried this? Like here, see how simple and fun and yet competitive this is. It becomes quite addicting in a good way. Like I think people need to see the game in action. They need to, a lot of times at locals, like if someone's like, oh, I'm kind of interested, I'll lend them a deck and be like, here, try this. Let's play a few matches. Like get your hang of it. Like you should, your stores and your community should host like teaching seminars or like come learn how to play the game. We'll have a free tournament and you win a mat, like a mat from Bushiroad kind of thing. And I'm sure you would get people who wouldn't show up normally, or you would get people who maybe you advertise it to a Pokemon group of younger kids. I'm sure they will get involved to a degree. That's in my mind how you kind of build a local scene is you kind of have to romance them a little bit more than you normally would do like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic, because the game itself is taking off into a better way. And to get older players to play the game, you gotta say we now have ARG events, we now have a competitive scene. Like we are building our foundation of what we're built on. More people who play Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh are more competitive, so they will want to start going, relatively cheap game. Cards don't stay very hard very fast. Um, they now have locals. They now have places like ARG who are hosting it. They'll be more inclined because when you go to an ARG event, you usually make it a few days. They make it like the 2-day thing half the time. Oh, I scrubbed out Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll go play Vanguard tomorrow. That's the mentality that people have to have with it. And in addition, how should one deal with potentially or proven to be toxic individuals? I've actually talked about this before. If you have people you feel are absolutely toxic at your locals, you need to report them to the store owners. And the biggest thing is you have to appeal to the store owners one sensibility, and that is money. If they are toxic individuals, you need to report them and saying, listen, they're bashing our Vanguard players. You need to do something about it because you're losing money. You're losing potential future customers, longevity customers too. Like our game is so new, it'll keep it going. And look at Magic; it's been going for 20 plus years. Yu-Gi-Oh is the same thing. Pokemon's the same thing. Successful card games last for a while, and you will constantly keep making money off of people. So you need to push them to that mentality. Is like if this individual is harassing people, you're losing money every time he does it. You need to ban him from the store, and it's not because he doesn't spend money, it's because he's hurting your future business, your clientele that will always come back to you. Matt, I'm sorry. If you had to name one of your least favorite clan, but be it in concept playstyles, what would it be and why? Many people know me for this. I hate Kagero, and I think Kagero when it first came out was very balanced. That Do was kind of balanced. It didn't have it, and then all of a sudden somewhere we just got on this whole restand. Everything had to restand, and not only that, but every time you did it, you had to retire. Like it just is too much, too many things going on at once for an individual's field to handle or their hand. Like it is unfair in many ways, and that's why I like the Generation Break support because it did come back a little more balanced. But they released Dodex, and it was like, oh, well, had to do something to make money, and then it kept going, and I just really think, again, I'm glad to see no Kagura support for like the next 6-7 months because it just was an entirely unfair situation for many people. So um I'm glad that they're kind of just laying off for a while, but uh stay away from the restands. Like they just keep doing it. They got the Stride and Fires collection restands. Why? Like, just why do we have to do that? Like, bring it back to a normality. Raceland Shemo? I hope I would pronounce that better, but I'm sorry. What are some of the key abilities you think Neo Nectar needs in set 4 to become better? Resist. Resist. With Link Joker being as prevalent and as what's going to be going on, they need resist. Other than that, like going forward and seeing the clans, not too much retires greatly. Kagura is still a thing. Um, resist though is key. They need units that have resist. I don't know why they refused to give them anything in GBO2, but resist. If they have resist, it helps, especially in a grade 1 that maybe has a great effect because it stops this whole thing where it's like, oh, I'm locking my win mechanic. Like Neo Nectar needs a field. So when decks can easily retire it for little no cost, when decks can lock it for little to no cost, it just hurts the clan. Like Bushiroad makes a great main character have a clan that has to have these units and then makes all these other things that make it so you can't have it. It's wrong. They really need to fix that. Resist. Lesman, Demi Rovasky, I'm so sorry. Can you judge this year at World Championship 2015 or participating in the Vanguard on September 5th? I haven't decided. I really want to judge. I think judging is always fun, but I judge a lot. I judged all last year. I did a lot of judging. I have spoken to JD about it, and they always love when we judge, and we're like a reliable thing, and it's what I've done. But like every once in a while, I like to play. But I'm looking at the meta come September 15th. It's going to be a bunch of waifus and their Bermuda decks. So it's like maybe I just judge. I don't know. I'm leaning towards the judge. Um, Frank Thomas, precursor. Oh, I'm already going on 23 minutes. What is your opinion of the G format? The variety of clans and the deck builds amazes me, but what's your opinion? I like G format. I think it's good. It gives every clan a little more support, generic support that works with everything. Like I think that was a great thing that Bushiroad did was go, okay, all these older decks are viable again. Look at some of the older cards that have come back that spiked in price. Like that's really good because you're taking what was used to be a couple of $2 cards and made them 6, 7, 8, maybe even more, depending on hype. Tom for a while there was less than $10, and then it jumped up to like 17 to $20 for a while. So that's really good. Deck build wise, again, so many things are splashable. Strides present unique opportunities for decks, especially when they did Fire's collection. So just a lot. Why aren't you my friend on Facebook anymore? Aaron, send me a friend request, sir. I will gladly accept your friend request. Kyle Jason Lawton, how do you feel about Despina? Personally, I feel there's too much utility between recycling crits, making glory. Oh, unguardable at any stride to a silent. What's your opinion? I don't put your opponent at 5 right away. Like always have a Vanguard situation where they have to guard, and like I I hate the idea that you can't attack the vanguard maybe at times. Sometimes that's good though. You attack the rear guards, take them out, stack your crits on your rear guards, and attack the vanguard with guaranteed crits, so they have to guard. So it's just maybe a formality of playing against it. Uh, thought of another. Would you want versus artificial options? Yeah, I want to be able to play on Cardfight Online against the computer because I want to see how the computer plays. I want to see how good lucky they get. Like I want to see like if there is a skill level option too. Like if you want to go easy, medium, hard, what that means. Because again, with a deck that's primarily skilled or luck with a mix of skill, like I want to see what they do with it. So. Um, William Cole, thoughts on classification of cardfighters based on their clans they use and justified or just plain ignorance? You know, I don't know. I always think like because I play Neo Nectar predominantly, it's like my main clan. Like some people look at that and laugh, and but I've always done very well with it. Like like there's several tournaments I've done well, and people know me for playing the clan for doing well at doing things that normally wouldn't seem deemed optimal. Um, and some people just play what wins. Like I know many people that do that, and that kind of pisses me off more because it's just like you're a skilled player, and that's how the game should be played. But at the same time, you're not really branching out and trying to make a deck better. You're just using what wins, and that mentality works for you. You do it, but it's not one I like, and it's not one I look happily on because I think there's a lot of assholes out there who just play it and think they're God's gift and like, oh my God. But if you can beat them with a deck that's not deemed that way, and then they say, you got lucky! Ah! I can't believe you got lucky and did that! Like, smallest violin for you because like sometimes I just feel some decks are just superior in many ways. Like I always play Robbie Cole with my Musketeers and I always beat him, and he says this like it's just one of those things. It's like that deck gives him problems. Like some individuals have a harder time against those, or some decks literally just go, oh, retire my shit. Like Kagero, for a lot of the times, I can get my units back if I'm playing Musketeers, not Maidens. So it's just one of those things. Um, um, I'm thinking, guys, we're done. I'm not too sure. I'm thinking we're done. I'm really sorry. But I've been going on for almost 27 minutes. Oh, just over 27 minutes. So thank you so much. I hope that answers all of your questions. I really appreciate you guys doing that, and it really is fun to kind of do these things. We'll keep them going. Like I said, there's a couple things looking forward to when it comes to ARG. Expect a lot out of me. I'm going to try to do as much reporting as possible from Philadelphia and keeping people in the loop, and also trying to do interviews and things like that as well. So let me know what you guys want to think see too. Like I'm open. We do Monday Night Wars on Mondays. We do the live streams every once a month, at least once a month. We try to do a couple of things. I want to keep involvement in the community as much as possible. So I want to know what you guys want from the community. So thank you again so much for watching. Comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video. And remember, guys, to Van good. Have a good night.